Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? My name is Rob Carmona, and welcome back to another episode of Rob the Mic. So, I don't know what's been in the air the last couple of days, but honestly, there's been way too much going on like the love front, people having babies, getting engaged, all kinds of craziness. I can swear, honestly, for the last couple of weeks, maybe even like month or so, but the last couple of days, y'all coming at me crazy with all this information. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, I love it. I'm super fucking excited for all the homies, everybody that's in it right now. I'm here for it. Like, let me give you guys an example just to kind of break it down. So on Friday, I found out that one of my closest homies proposed to his girl. So super excited about that. Very, very happy for them. I don't want to throw out any names because I don't know if they want to put it out there like that just yet, but congratulations to them. On Sunday, I had a gender reveal for another friend of mine. Turns out he's gonna have a girl, and it was crazy because I was like I knew it. I felt it when we got there, and you have to like choose your pin, right? Like boy or girl. I didn't even hesitate. I was like, nah, dude, it's gonna be a girl. Like I don't know why. I knew it already. Put my little pin on, had my hat on, chilling through the whole day. Next thing you know, speed up to the end, bah, they blow the little shit things, and it's pink. And I was like, see, told you. So we had that on Sunday. Monday morning, woke up to another close friend of mine. Turns out that she's pregnant. She's been pregnant for a while. She just kind of kept it under wraps, which is also cool. I love that she does that because I think she keeps her life very, very private. Even though she has social media and she's in this kind of realm, she still finds a really good balance, and she has a really good way of kind of keeping everything on her personal sense, like really, really under wraps. And honestly, like I can resonate with that because as much as I'm active on my social media, whether it's like through the podcast or through my personal account, I try to keep my personal life way out of that. And I keep it like professional in every way that I can. So again, whether it's posting about the podcast or posting cars or something like that, I try to keep it about that. So it's very, very rare that I will post something personal on there, whether it's like a birthday situation or whatever it may be. But she does a really great job of doing that, and she dropped it off to the world, and I was super fucking happy for her because she's gonna be a killer mom. So shouts to you, Mitzi. I love you, mama. Congratulations. And then last night, I got a call from a friend of mine, and he shows me an envelope, and it's a gender reveal. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? And then same thing, I was like, dude, I feel like it's gonna be a boy. I don't know why. Something's just telling me. Like, I want to say it's a girl, but it's not. Like, I know it's a boy. Opens the envelope, goes through the whole thing, turns out it's a boy. So one of the homies is having a boy. Super fucking excited about that. And then this morning, I found out that another one of my other homies is having a baby too. So super fucking excited for him. And I'm like, oh my God, this is nuts. And then I can swear there's another proposal baby situation, like at least one or two, possibly three, that I'm missing and or forgetting. They're just not popping up. Maybe it'll pop up as we're talking about this stuff a little bit more, but something's in the air, y'all. Like, I don't think I've ever had like a summer of love situation like this ever in my life. And it's super exciting for everybody. Like, I'm really, really happy for every single person that is either having a baby, getting married, planning some sort of situation. I got another homie that's dipping out to Italy this weekend for his marriage. It's like, oh God, like it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And you know what? At first, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was a little bit sad because, I mean, for obvious reasons, right? It's like I'm not experiencing any of that. Like, I don't have the relationship. I don't have the person to share my everyday with. I don't have those types of things. I'm not in a baby situation. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if any of those things are ever going to happen. I'm trying to stay positive, hopeful, and just kind of stay in it, but it's tough. It's tough. And then I kind of sat with it, over the weekend. And even this morning, like I was really thinking about it because I knew I was going to talk to you guys about this shit. And I was like, man, I got to try to not be like super sad about it all. But at the same time, it's really beautiful to experience because I may not be experiencing it one to one. But the thing is, everything around me is all love. So it's like if I can step outside of my head, step outside of my heart, my feelings, everything around me is love. And everything around me is showing me love. Because I have these people that are sharing these things with me, like, yo, dude, like, we're pregnant, yo, we just got engaged, like, yo. And it's like, the things that these people are sharing are like under wraps. Like, none of this stuff is on socials, none of this is like being told to certain people. And it's like they're reaching out to me to tell me directly, like, hey, I wanted you to know. And I'm like, yo, this is wild. So it's like, if I, for a second, again, I was feeling a certain way, but then I stepped outside myself and I'm like, yo, this is what life is all about. I'm watching my people do something. I'm watching things happen for the people around me that I love with my entire life. And it's one of the most beautiful things I can experience, honestly. And it's been tough as of late. You know, I even had a FaceTime the other day with Albert. And it had been a little bit since like we had talked, because I've been kind of off social media a little bit on the personal side. Of course, I'm still posting. I'm still doing my Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and, you know, still doing the podcast. But aside from that, like, I haven't been active. I'm not on there sending stuff, looking at stuff, really doing anything, responding to DMs. So I do have quite a few of those to respond to. So if you're waiting, please be patient. I'll get to you, I promise. But I've been a little bit in a funk. Not because of the whole love thing, but just like in general in my life. I feel like since Uncle's anniversary, it kind of got me into a certain headspace, and I've just been kind of thinking and reassessing and kind of shifting things around and moving certain relationships and importance of certain things, certain people. So it's like, you know, being out of my head is really tough right now. But seeing all of this happen for all of these people is like, you know what? I love seeing my people win. At the end of the day, like, I want to see my homies happy. I want to see my family happy. Yeah, everyone that I love, everyone that I care for, because they love and they care for me. And I know that they want that same thing for me. So you know what? That's beautiful. It's in itself, it's a blessing to be able to witness something like that. To watch this like really pure and like visceral happiness for all of these people, and just kind of getting to share all this with them. You know, like even my call last night with my boy, when he hits me up and was like, yo, we're doing a gender reveal, get your mom. And I was like, oh my God. Like having that moment to share with somebody, because like I don't have siblings, like I don't have blood siblings, so I don't know what that is to get a call from like my brother or my sister or something like that. So it's like I have my chosen family, and there I have my brothers and my sisters that honestly I really do see as if they were blood, because to be honest with you, a lot of them have treated me a hell of a lot better than my blood has, which is insane. These are some of the people that when I needed them the most, without even having to ask, they were the first ones there. You know, like last night, the call that I had with my boy, he was one of the first people after my uncle passed that was here at the house. He didn't hesitate and was just like, what do you need? You know, whatever. Are you home? I'm going to be right there. I'm right there. Just, I'm coming over. And so it's like, that's wild, because he was here before certain family was, before certain people that I really expected to be here was. Like, he was one of the first ones, him and his girl. Right here, just talking about shit. Let's go through it, you know? So it's like, explain that to me, right? I feel like a lot of the times, your chosen family ends up being a lot more your family than anything, because blood doesn't mean shit. And that I've lived through way too many times in my life, you know, to turn around and tell you guys, like, I'll be the first one to tell you, blood doesn't mean shit. Because again, why is it that these people, like my chosen family, the ones that have come into my life and I've chosen to keep them around, why is it that they are there 110%? And they don't skip a beat. They're the ones to call in and check in. You know, if I don't talk to them for a few days, or if something goes down or whatever, they're the first ones to be like, hey, what's good? Why haven't we talked in a day? Why haven't we talked in a couple of days? What's up? What's going on with you? So it's like, those are the types of things, those actions speak a lot louder than the words, right? So how could I not be happy for these people? How could I not feel this immense amount of love that I'm getting to experience, you know, sharing this with my brothers and my sisters and being like, oh my God, I'm a part of this process. You know, like Sunday at my buddy's gender reveal, there really wasn't anybody there. It was all family. And then there was, 4 of us on the friend side that were invited. And I was like, yo, this is wild. Like, you know, we out here. We out here. Out of everyone who could be here, like, there's 4 of us. You know what I mean? So again, it's getting to experience that and really step outside myself and say, yo, this is a blessing, man. You know, be thankful to experience this. Be thankful to share these types of things with the people that you love, that they're having kids, that they're getting engaged, that they're moving into a spot, that they're buying a house, whatever it may be, because this is all beautiful stuff. And getting to experience it like that is incredible, man. Because again, I love watching my people win. I love watching them be happy and like cry tears of joy and just have this really, really wild amount of love for each other. And it's like, we're going to show the world and we're just sharing it with you. So I'm very, very thankful for that. And for everybody who has shared news with me as of recent, you know, who has, you know, talked to me about literally anything, you know, crazy. Like, okay, even on Saturday too, one of my buddies, his daughter turned 18 and she had her debut, invited me out. And it was cool because, you know, I was there chilling. I was a guest. And then I ended up working because they didn't hire a videographer. So I ended up taking over a camera, which I didn't bring my own. I didn't bring any gear because I was just supposed to go and like chill and kick it. One of my friends had an extra camera and I said, you know what? Give me that shit. I got to film this. You know, I got to make sure my girl has her memories. The family gets to see all this and, you know, they see it the right way. So that was really cool. And again, a special moment that I got to share with them. And it was tight because as the MC was announcing everything, you know, usually it's like, you know, family and friends, the whole thing. So he's like, nah, we're going to change it up a little bit. He's like, because nobody in here is a friend. He's like, so for tonight, it's not family and friends. He's like, it's family and family. And that, I don't know why, that kind of hit me a certain way because I got it. And I felt that from everybody in the room. Like every person that was there seated at a table and that was present for this event was family. And the fact that we were all there for somebody that we all love, maybe in different ways, but it's like, we're all here for this one person. So we're all family. And I felt that no matter where I walked around, just the smiles, the embraces with certain people, talking to certain people, I'm like, yeah, this is it. So again, getting to experience that and sit in those moments. I honestly, I can't even break it down for you guys. Like all I can say is it was beautiful. And it's been beautiful to live through these experiences and to see all of this love. And that's why I'm just kind of like in this weird like viewing of a summer of love. And I'm like, damn, dude, like this is tight. You know, and it's funny because my buddy's mom last night, she was telling my mom, you know, that soon, like that, you know, that her time and that my time would come, you know what I mean? And it's the crazy thing is, it's not that I've made peace with it. Like, not, of course, like that I wouldn't ever have that time, but like, I've just kind of made peace with it that like, look, it's not for me right now. I'm not supposed to find these things right now because I'm supposed to witness this. There's a reason why, you know what I mean? Like when shit goes down and you're like, why the fuck is this happening? Why? Like, why is all this shit hectic? Or why is it like this? Why is it like that? For me, thankfully, it's not hectic or negative. I'm seeing love everywhere. And it's like bombarding for me because it's just being like thrown and it's everywhere and it's like just pouring over. But I'm like, there's a reason why. There's a reason why I'm watching my homies go through these insane, immense moments of happiness. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe it's to prepare me for something. I don't know what it is. Maybe that when I experience something, I kind of know what to do or how to feel or anything. You know, I don't know. I really don't know what it is, but I feel like there's got to be something bigger as to why I'm seeing and experiencing all these things. These pregnancies and these gender reveals and these, again, you know, wedding announcements, engagements, moving in, all these things. Like, are these things that I want? Yeah, of course. But I'm not experiencing it personally for a reason. And it's okay. So I'm sitting in it and I'm getting to experience it one way or another. It might be a little bit different than what I had planned or what I want, but it's also really fucking beautiful because it's dope being able to share that kind of news. Because I feel like I haven't had that. I haven't had that for a while. Like just getting to share exciting things and things that make me happy, you know? I don't know. I don't really have too much of it. Like there's been moments, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's been all doom and gloom, but I don't know. This type of happiness and this type of love that I'm witnessing and living through right now is very, very different. Very, very different. Like it makes everything else seem so small. You know, like Saturday during the day, which I want to say I had told you guys already last week, but maybe not. I ended up getting my tags for the queue. And I've been wanting to take the car out. So I took it out Saturday afternoon. And it was nice. It was nice. It felt good. You know, I was like, cool. You know, we back outside. We in the streets. But there was something like, I don't know. It didn't really hit the same. And I don't know if it's because of everything else going on. Like there's so much bigger. There's like things that are bigger than this moment. But it's like at least I got to experience that for a little bit. But it's crazy how I'm getting to now like weigh these things out. And like what is really important to me? What is really making me feel some sort of way? And like why it is that I have to put importance on that right now. Why I have to put my focus on those things versus focus on others. And I'm not saying that I'm going to pull away focus from cars, because that's never going to happen. It's my life, it's my career, it's what I do every single day of my life. But it's like, okay, what's next? What do we do? How do we move forward, right? So, I find happiness in like being involved in these situations and helping the homies out. Like last night too, I was shopping for one of my boys because he just moved into an apartment with his girl. And, he needs help with furniture. He needs help with like kind of styling and putting some things up, putting some things together. And for me, I love that. I love that, dude. Anytime I can do any sort of, design in general, not just with art, like interior work, anything like that. If you know me personally, or if you know anything about me, you know that I have a genuine love and affection for that. And that's also how I get to show people how I care too, right? Like designing certain things and getting to kind of show what's up and maybe share a piece of myself with them, right? So when they buy certain things, oh, dude, like they think about me. Like, oh, dude, I think Rob would like this. Like, cool, yeah, we're going to put this right here. We're going to put this right there. So I started looking up, couches for them. I was looking up certain like credenzas, like just like, walk-in tables, mirrors, different bits, different pieces. I'm like, yo, this apartment is going to have the most vibe ever. Like, I want you to walk inside and just be like, I'm home. That's what I want, and I love doing that type of stuff for people. I love being a part of that experience. And the fact that I'm even being allowed to be a part of that experience, right? I feel like that's a very personal thing. When people move into their homes, they move into their apartments, and it's their first of doing such. It's like, usually that's a very touchy thing. They do how they want to do it. But when somebody gets you involved like that, it's a really big compliment. And I'm very, very flattered. And I find it very humbling, because I'm like, damn, dude, you guys, you want me to be a part of this experience. Like, thank you. Then, you're showing me in multiple ways, like, damn, like you trust me, you trust my design sense, you like what I do, you like what I'm about, the style that I have. Like, it's very, very flattering. I'm very thankful for that. So again, getting to experience all these weird things right now in life, but looking at them through a different lens is really helping me out. And a lot of that is just getting the fuck out of my head and not being so hard on myself and not looking at the adverse of what's happening. Just accept it for what it is, right? There's so much to be happy for. There's so much to be like in love with this life. So it's like, okay, here we are. Here we are. This is what's going on. And last week, actually on Friday, I read something and I took a screenshot of it. And normally, right, like when we have these podcasts, we talk about this type of shit. I'm like, oh, you guys, I saw something this morning. It shifted the whole cast. Like, no. It's not like that this week. I saw something last week, and finally, I'm sticking with the idea. Like nothing kind of interjected to change everything up. But it's not necessarily like a piece of advice, but it was a list of stuff. So I was like, okay. And I guess it's kind of advice in a way. So we're going to touch on it right now. And then we'll kind of talk about it and see what happens from there. But I saw this thing that was talking about like a lessons of July. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. Let me swipe through these and see what's up. And again, you can take this as advice, or you can take it just, kind of like we're talking about topics. But in reality, I guess now that I even look at this list, there's a lot of advice in here for sure. There's a list of 10 things. The first one, intuition never lies. 2, kindness is healing. 3, you can either become bitter or better. 4, no can be a complete sentence. 5, you never really lose until you stop trying. 6, happiness is a journey, not a destination. 7, growth can also feel like a loss. 8, you're never forced to be who you were yesterday. 9, when you focus on the good multiplies. And 10, there's so much power in experiencing your own love. All of these things, I don't know, they resonate and they hit a little bit different this month. because I've experienced all of these things in different ways. Like, for sure, my intuition has led me down certain paths, and it's never lied to me in my life. I think a lot of the times I try to turn away from it because I'm kind of afraid of what my intuition has shown me a lot of the times. And we don't want to believe what we see, we don't want to believe what we feel, but you have to. It's a gift. I think if you can experience that, I don't think everyone gets to experience these things, especially when it comes to like intuition, gut feeling, things like that. Like when I try and explain myself to certain people, they're like, I really don't know what that's like. I've never felt that type of shit before, where it's like something's wrong or something just kind of feels off. Like I'm just like, whatever. And it's a trip because I don't know, I feel like sometimes I experience things almost to like an otherworldly level. Like if I feel like something's wrong, I just feel like something's wrong. I'm not saying like, oh, like I'm a fucking psychic or like spidey senses type of shit, but a lot of the times my intuition will point me in a certain direction and I just know. I feel certain things, and I feel things very, very heavily, especially with certain people. If I have a connection with a certain person, oh man, like you can, I don't know, it's almost like I really feel it, like if something's happening to me. So it's never led me down like a fucked up path. It's led me down the truthful path that unfortunately has been kind of painful a lot of the times, but I'm also very thankful for experiencing that level of intuition and allowing myself to experience that as well, because I feel like if I didn't, things would have been a little bit different. Maybe it would have just been kind of looking at life through like a rose-colored lens, but a lot of the times it's not, right? You got to take those off because you can't really see too well. Things kind of are a little bit, your vision's affected, and I don't want that. I really don't need that shit right now. I don't need rose-colored lenses. I just need my fucking glasses. I need to see as clear as possible. I need to see through bullshit. I need to see where the fuck I'm going, see where I'm walking, because I feel like for a cool minute, I didn't know where I was stepping. And it was like a little bit dark and it was kind of weird. And I'm like, well, where the fuck am I going? Why am I going this way? Sometimes I stumble backwards. I'm like, fuck. And I don't need any of that right now. So I think as long as I allow myself to live, experience, and be in the moments that I am, that's what's going to help me move forward. Even if it's very, very slowly and like just incrementally, I'm still moving forward, which is what's important. And I'm trying to focus on the most. Kindness is healing, I would say, for sure. I think the amount of times that I've been fucked up, mad, angry, sad, something like that, and regardless, still put out kindness, there's something so healing about that. And just the fact that you're showing yourself your capability and like how strong you really are. Sometimes I guess you can look at it in two ways, right? Like you can see that like, oh, you're masking and this and this. And it's like, well, no, like I guess to a certain extent, but it's like I'm trying my best to choose the right thing to do and the right way to be. And I don't want to be how I feel. So I want to exude something else. I want to exude like this sort of kindness, this love, this like peace in a sense. I want to put that out. And that, I don't know, it kind of heals me in a way. Like it makes me feel good, especially if somebody returns that unexpectedly, even just, randomly saying hello to a stranger or just kind of helping somebody with something. I don't know. There's something really, really peaceful about that and very, very healing. And also the other one that stuck out too was that no can be a complete sentence. I've been really fucking bad at that. And I've always been bad at that. I would like to consider myself a people pleaser, and it's not a good thing because I will always put other people's needs, wants, desires before my own. It's just, I feel like that's just kind of how I grew up. It's always been like to be bien, like servicial, like to always be there for people's needs and what they want, whatever it may be, and sacrifice yourself for other people. But I've been getting better at this whole like no thing. That if I don't want to go, or I don't want to be somewhere, or I don't want to be with certain people, or if I don't want to make time for something, that it's okay. It's okay to say no. And I had a conversation with a friend this past weekend, and she was grilling me because I was telling her how I felt about both like Saturday and Sunday and things like this. And she's like, dude, sometimes it's okay to say no. It doesn't matter if you committed to it a year ago. You're allowed to change your mind anytime, any day. And that's all right, because you're putting yourself first. You're putting your wants, your needs, your feelings first. And you have to do that. We have to be selfish sometimes, you know? And I've been trying to get better at that. But I also notice the moment that I allow myself to say no, or I make time for things that I actually want to do, I'm like, oh, this feels different. I actually like this. Every part of my body actually wants to be here and do this and do these things. And this is what it's like to allow true happiness, or just like these moments of happiness into my life. And it's like, all right, I like that. But again, no can be a complete sentence for sure. And you can never lose until you stop trying. That one has also been really tough too, especially career-wise, because I'm trying to get everything together with myself, build this business that it can be sustainable. And even though I have like my dips, thankfully I have some highs too. But it's like, man, when I really get down to it, the moment that I stop trying with any of that, you know, if I was to stop my work, stop my video, stop my photo, that's when shit really hits the fan. And it's like, I can't. Even if I'm not where I'm at right now, like I can't fucking stop moving. You know, I had a call with a friend of mine last Thursday, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Thursday. Dude calls me. And he was doing his thing, he was working, but he's like, what's up with you, man? What's going on? What's up with work? What's up with everything? We start talking about shit, start telling him where I'm at, where my head is, my headspace, work, everything. And he's like, bro, but you can't stop. He's like, look, I get that you feel this way, but you can't stop. And I was like, look, at the end of the day, that's the fucking truth. That's the fucking truth. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter what's happening. Like, I can't let any of these like outer things and ideas and all this bullshit that's like attacking me all the time. I can't let that shit win. I've worked so hard to get where I'm at and to continue on this path that I'm on, that it's like, okay, this is what you wanted. It's all right. It's not going to be easy. And that sounds so cliche, right? Like, oh, you know, what is it? Like, nothing worth having is like easy to attain. And it's like, okay, well, I understand that. And it's, again, very fucking cheesy, but it's not fucking easy. And you got to keep it pushing, right? Because it's like things become so much sweeter in the end. And that's what I'm working for, is like some sort of end product that's like, that equals some sort of happiness, right? At least like from a career standpoint and like work and stuff like that. Because I feel like everything else, I used to kind of base my happiness and my self-worth around my career, whether I was working, how much money I was making, all that type of stuff. I was very much that person. I think it's just having like that sort of work ethic. It's been instilled in me since I was a kid. You know, I started working when I was a kid, like literally a child. You know, my uncle Alfredo had a car washing business. And, you know, I'd be 6, 7 years old and I'd go with him to work and he would put me to work. You know, I'd be right there scrubbing wheels, washing tires, doing types of things while he was detailing, you know, and I was out there just doing my damn thing, trying to get my money. And it's like, for me, it's always been a thing. Like, I've never not worked since I was a child. Like, I don't remember a period in my life that like I wasn't working, because I always was working. I was always working with him. Whether it was, again, doing detailing stuff, whether it was doing car stereo, whether it was doing low voltage, you know, AV, CCTV, anything like that. I always worked. I always have, my entire life since I was a kid. So my value for myself was always based in that, whether I had a job or whether I was doing something and making money. And it's like, okay, well, hold on, maybe that's not what life is all about. Life isn't just about working. Life isn't just about making money. And how much money you make doesn't justify your level of happiness. And it shouldn't justify that, because it's a really scary thing to be in. Because in the moment that you're not making money, or the moment that something isn't happening or isn't working out, you feel worthless. You feel like shit. And you're like, I'm fucking trash. Everything I've ever done, this is what the fuck I've added up to. Like, I'm garbage. And it's like, hold on, you're not. It's okay. And that's why like this whole grind culture thing right now that's so big. It's like, hold on, dude. Grind culture really isn't it. Because then I feel like here that's very looked up to, and that's very much a thing, right? Like, you grind, but then you die. And I don't want to grind until I fucking die. I'm trying to find this middle ground where I'm like, okay, hold on. I am a person outside of my work. I'm a person outside of the things that I've accomplished. And I want to be able to separate those things. And I think as an adult, as we grow older, all of us, everybody watching and listening right now, this applies to every fucking person. We all have to kind of learn how to separate those things, right? If you're married, you have to separate how to be a husband. For example, let's say at your job, how to be a manager. You're not going to talk to your person how you talk to people at work, right? You separate those things. You're not going to treat your kids, if you have kids, how you treat your employees. Two separate things. You're not going to, measure your work success up to your family success. It's like, these are very different fucking things. And we have to learn how to separate that. And even your personal self. How can I remove me as a person from my job? Because my job isn't who I am. And that's what I was always afraid of. Because for a long time, that's what I felt. I really felt like that. Where I was like, my job is who I am. And granted, it's tough right now because of what I do, in a sense of like being a creative. And that really is who I am. Being a creative is who I am. Every part of my life involves being creative, whether it's in automotive stuff, whether it's in my artwork, whether it's in taking pictures, shooting video, working in homes, like designing and doing certain things and, doing spatial work. And it's like, hold on. But there's still moments that it's like, these are things that remind me of who I am. They aren't exactly who I am. And it's not every part of who I am. So I've been in this very pensive state, trying to figure all these things out and kind of move and separate and push and pull and compartmentalize things where they need to go. And I feel like we're all kind of going through a weird kind of thing. I've talked to, I can't even tell you how many people, and everyone kind of feels like kind of in the same boat. I don't know. Maybe if it's just like a getting older thing, a universe thing, or whatever the fuck it is, but something's going on and like shit's shifting out. And I'm trying to get a hold of it. And I know a lot of people are trying to do the same thing, And with all of that being said, the other point that I brought up too in here, which is point 7, that growth can also feel like a loss. And I'm feeling that too. Because as I'm growing and as things are shifting, I'm noticing that I'm pushing and weaning away from certain people and places and things. And it's like, it's kind of sad. And it really does feel like I'm losing. But at the same time, it's like, I'm also really fucking gaining something. Because it's like, okay, because this feels uncomfortable, because this doesn't feel normal, this doesn't feel right, that means that something is happening. Because it's the moment that we start to leave our comfort zone. It's the moment that we start to kind of experience that sort of uncomfortableness. That's when shit's really starting to move. And that's what I'm trying to be gentle with myself about. And to be understanding with myself and say, hey, it's all right. It's all right if you don't talk to these people anymore. It's okay, because you know what? Where you're trying to go, like, this is why I tell myself, like, where you're trying to go and the levels that you're trying to hit, maybe these people aren't meant to be there. Maybe it's just not supposed to happen. Like I heard a podcast, a piece of a podcast, I should say. And it was Snoop talking about basically how when he was coming up and when things were starting to shift, that he was shifting away from certain people, places, and things as well. And he noticed that it was like certain things, everything that I was just listening about, like people, places, things, like if they were kind of leveling up with him and they kind of saw it like a climbing thing, then it's like, okay, cool, we're all coming up. But if somebody was like dogging on it, or if something happened, or if somebody got kind of felt some sort of way, or things just kind of fell off and people stayed down here while you were going up here, it's like, I can't do anything about it. This is just where I'm going. If you want to use that as a stepping stool and use it as an inspiration and continue the walk so we can kind of walk together, then so be it. But I feel like not everybody's meant to be on that path. And now that I'm kind of in this space where I'm experiencing that, I'm like, ooh, I get that shit. I get it. Maybe you're not supposed to be in this next chapter. For certain people that I always thought would be, maybe you're not supposed to be there. And that's okay. It's okay. Shit happens. Maybe they stay in that certain place in life, and it's all right because it works for them. But I can't sit there and just, for example, be around shit that doesn't want to change. People that don't want to make the change in their lives, in their professional lives, whatever it may be, because I'm trying so hard to make these changes for myself. And it's like, I need people around me that are going to gas that up, that are going to be for that are going to support me in the moves that I'm trying to make, rather than sit there and just like bitch and moan and complain about how things are and not wanting to do anything about it. It's like, do something about your fucking life, you know? Because you're the only one that can fix anything. You're the only one that can do anything. No one's going to hand you a goddamn thing. Granted, maybe opportunities come up from other people. Okay, those are special situations. In general, you got to fucking make moves. You have to do shit. And it's not that simple sometimes. Sometimes you really have to make decisions that you never thought you'd have to make. Again, ending certain relationships, stop doing certain things. Maybe certain hobbies aren't serving you anymore. So you kind of start to be like, maybe this ain't it anymore. What the fuck's happening? You're shifting, and that's okay. Things don't always have to be permanent. I think that's another thing that I'm trying to like learn, and a hard pill to swallow, that not everything that we thought was going to be permanent is permanent, and that's okay. Those are things that we have to live through and experience. And I think we have to do those things. And some of us live through and experience these things a different way. So that way we can share it with others and say, yo, if we see somebody in kind of a similar spot that we were, it's like, hey, hold on, let's talk. And you can help them out. I feel like it's weird because sometimes I feel like I experience these things and it's like, this is why. Because we're supposed to talk about this shit. I'm not saying it's for the podcast, but a lot of it just so happens to work out. And a lot of the stuff that gets said on here just so happens to start really important conversations, whether it's between friends and myself, friends and their partners, family, people they work with. So we're out here trying to do something. Everybody experiences shit at a different time for a different reason. And I'm just trying to kind of go through it. So it's like when I heard that, when I was like, growth can also feel like a loss, I said, God damn, it sure as fuck can. It sure as fuck can, but it's all right. It's all right. You know, these things, that's how it has to be. You know, and you're in the next point after that, you're never forced to be who you were yesterday. You can always be somebody new the next day. If shit wasn't working out the day before, make different choices, make different decisions. Do something, even if it's very, very small, to get you to the next part so that you can keep moving forward. And that's what I'm trying to do with myself right now. Trying my hardest to do that, because a lot of the days I feel like I get stuck in the yesterdays. I get stuck in how I feel. I'm in my head and I'm like, well, in my head is not really what the fuck's going on. This is what's going on right now. This exact moment. This is what's going on. What's happened, the past is the past. It is what it is. Shit's already gone down. There's no point in living there, you know? And I'm also seeing this kind of thing. I kind of feel like this has been it too, right? Because all of these good things, all of this love that's been presented at me, the more that I focus on it, I'm noticing that it's multiplying the same way that it was said in this point. Focusing on the love, focusing on the goodness, and I'm seeing more of it. And I think that's what's really important to recognize right now, is that the more that I'm focusing and fixating on this positive and these good things, and that people are experiencing love and children and marriage and moving in and doing this and doing that and buying this and buying that. And it's like, that's all my vision is kind of focusing on. It's what I'm seeing a lot of. And it's like, I love that experience for me. I fucking love it, because for the first time, I'm really kind of sitting in this zone of just like love and happiness, as cheesy as it sounds. But it's where my brain is fixated. That's where my heart's at, is noticing these things. And if anything's negative or bad or something I don't really fuck with, I just kind of keep it moving. Because my brain, everything in me is just like, right away, it doesn't register. Fuck off. But then I see something happy, or I see something great or something positive, and I'm like, that's it. That's fucking it. So again, seeing all the homies do all these things, make all these moves, I'm like, fuck yeah, you know? And then even on like a general right now, the Olympics, it's fucking huge. I'm not the biggest sports person in the world. I fucking love the Olympics, dude. That's my shit. Rob, what the fuck you doing right now watching the Olympics? Hey, Rob, what you doing right now watching the Olympics? Hey, what you gonna do later? Watch the Olympics? It's simple. Because I love that shit. There's something so beautiful in the competition, and that we're watching literal superhumans make shit happen. You know, and for example, last night, or yesterday, I should say, not even just last night, but yesterday, watching women's gymnastics take gold for the all around. I'm like, what more gas do I need just to watch that, to watch these girls that were training and trying so fucking hard to become these women that they always saw in their heads, and they became that person that led them to that point to take home that gold. And again, that's where my mind, that's where my brain, my heart, my everything is focused on, just positive, on good things. And it's like, this is it. This is what my life needs to be about. Let's flood my fucking vision with all of this. Not just Olympic shit, but I'm talking about just good shit. But the more that I focus on good things, the good seems to be like multiplying in a very abnormal way. And I'm fucking here for it. And I hope that all of you guys that are out there watching or listening, if you're in this weird fucking space, start doing shit like that. Adjust what the fuck you're looking at. Adjust what you're seeing. Adjust what you're taking in. What's hitting you home. Change everything, dude. If you're not seeing good shit on socials, go look up some good shit. Go check it out. Go look up some positive quotes. Go look up some things that are tight. Look at some success shit. Like, I don't know, crazy athlete type shit, you know? Go watch some fucking Red Bull athlete craziness. Because I always love seeing greatness like that. You know, you see like all these superhuman ass people doing amazing things and you're like, whoa, that's sick. And I don't know, there's something tight about that. Go look at good shit. Look at shit that makes you happy. If you like cars, go look at some dope ass cars. If you like food, go look at some bomb ass food. Do something. Change it up. Fill your fucking vision with good shit because it's going to keep growing. And eventually your heart, everything about you is going to just gravitate towards good shit. And it's like, why is everything so good all the time? It's like, because that's what you know. That's what you want. It's what you're calling to yourself. It's what you're calling for your fucking life. And for me, that's what I need right now. And I notice that. I'm like, oh man, this is what I need. I need to see these people falling in love. I need to see my homies having kids and moving in and doing all these things and getting married and all this. I need to see these people winning medals and my homies making moves and the world just kind of shift in a certain way. People that I look up to, I need to see them doing good things because I'm like, fuck yeah, this is it. This is it. You know, like one of the artists that I really look up to, Mike Giant, he just made a move right now. He moved a studio, he dipped out to Idaho, and he's making moves for himself. And it's so exciting to see him do that because he's been talking about it for a while. And the fact that it's shifted and happened, it's like everything's possible. Everything's possible. My boy took his steps to do certain things and landed him exactly where he's at. Now he has a studio and now he's doing shit. It's fucking sick. So it's like, again, all these things seem to be multiplying and I'm here for it. And the last one, there's so much power in experiencing your own love. And that's the truth. Because I feel like me getting to live through and experience these things, I'm allowing myself to experience my own love. Because that's what makes me happy. I love that. I love seeing my people win. I love seeing the people I love and do and create and make all of this incredibleness. And it's like, okay, and give myself things that I need. Whether it's going to go get my favorite food, spending time with myself, just kind of kicking it, allowing myself just to kind of like rot and do a whole lot of nothing because maybe that's what my soul needs right now. And when I feel the least amount of love and care in this world that I got me, and that sounds cheesy as fuck. And I'm sure a lot of the homies listening or watching will probably be like, that's fucking whack. But think about it. Think about that shit. Because, you know, it's like how, you know what, like RuPaul said something a long time ago. And it's like, how do you expect somebody to love you if you can't even love yourself? And that's the truth. If you can't love yourself, the person that you are, the person that you've become, that you're becoming, how can you expect somebody else to love you? You don't even know who you are. And I think it's okay to find somebody and to love yourself more because of that person or because of that thing, whatever it may be, that makes you feel more yourself. But you have to be able to give yourself and have the power to understand that you have everything that you need. And any exterior force that comes in, any other person that comes, any other thing that comes into your life is an extra. And it should amplify that. It should help that feeling, never hinder that. And if it does, then it's like, okay, a little bit of reassessing is needed. And who knows, maybe the answer is in this list of 10. But you have everything you need. And this is something that I'm coming to realize. Slowly. It's not something that I can fully say like, oh, I understand it. I don't fully understand it, but there's moments that I get where I experience my own love for myself and I say, okay, that's what I need. That's where I need to focus. That's where I need to be. And these are the reasons why. And honestly, I think it's just the way it makes me feel. That's enough. If I feel okay, if I feel positive, if I feel good, I feel that love, that's the only thing I need. I don't need to justify that shit to anyone, not even myself. If I like the way it feels, if it makes me feel good like a person, then I'm like, fuck it. This is it. This is for me. It doesn't matter what it is. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Thank you for listening, for being a part of this conversation. I hope that you guys were able to take something from this. I'm going to read the list once again for the lessons of July. One more time. That way you guys have something to take with you. But again, I thank you guys so much. And again, we're going to end on the lessons of July. So number 1, intuition never lies. 2, kindness is healing. 3, you can either become bitter or better. 4, no can be a complete sentence. 5, you never really lose until you stop trying. 6, happiness is a journey, not a destination. 7, growth can also feel like a loss. 8, you're never forced to be who you were yesterday. 9, when you focus on the good multiplies. And 10, there's so much power in experiencing your own love. So thank you guys for tuning in this week. I love y'all, sending y'all nothing but good vibes, all the good things. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, an incredible weekend, and I will catch you guys on the next one.